Hey, coach, what if 2 money coaching questions have the power to expand your capacity to make, keep, and have more money? What if 2 money coaching questions have the power to counteract negative thinking that may be running in the background, keeping you from achieving the financial freedom that in your heart you desire? I'm Kendall. If you love money coaching exercises, then this is the episode for you. I'm going to walk you through a simple yet powerfully insightful way that you can get crystal clear on those hidden and not so positive emotions that you've been unconsciously linking to having more money. Because once you have this clarity, you can start expanding your capacity to make, keep, and have more money flowing in. It's all here for you in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Money Coach School podcast. To really excel at coaching women, you have to be skilled, confident, and even fearless at money coaching. If you're passionate about women holding genuine money power and love supporting women entrepreneurs, then this is the show for you. Now here's your host, money feminist Kendall Summerhawk.
Hello, beautiful coaches. I am absolutely loving how 2024 is shaping up. And what's making it feel so good is the amount of clarity I have about my money goal for the year, about my money word of the year, which if you've not heard me talk about it, then you definitely need to check out that episode where I go into this in detail, and I'll link to that in the show notes. I'm super excited to be achieving nearly each of my quarterly goals, so Q1 goals, which includes projects. It includes new trainings I created, like the Mastering Money Conversations brand new training. I'll also link to that in the show notes. So all of that feels amazing. I'm really enjoying this season in my business so much, and I have so much gratitude for it, especially after coming off of what was really a tough year last year. I haven't really talked about this publicly before because going through a rough period isn't exactly the time that I want to talk about going through a rough period. But here I am on the other side, and so I'm happy to share with you and get a little transparent here. Well, okay, more than a little transparent. So last year was really tough. It was tough emotionally and energetically, which then took its toll on me physically as well. And of course, my business reflected all of that going on, which made it doubly hard because I did not meet any of my goals last year, not one. And that was a first, and it didn't feel good. I have always self-identified as the person who dreams big and hits her goals. And not experiencing that at all last year, it absolutely shook my self-concept, and it definitely, I'll say, agitated my inner perfectionist. So I had to sit with that. And I had to decide whether I was going to wallow or whether I was going to lead. And I'll be honest, it wasn't easy. And now that I'm on the other side, I can see that for a while there last year, well, let's be honest, for most of last year, I had to sit with not knowing what to do, not knowing what to think, not feeling that inner spark, and experiencing my inner perfectionist being on a self-criticism bender. And that was the first thing I did to bridge from that dark place to where I am now. Actually, the first thing I did was work on my sleep. I work on sleep as my number one priority. So after sleep, what I did was start allowing myself to dream again. Dream of what I wanted, which of course immediately triggered self-criticism. But I just kept telling that part of me, no, I'm not available to hear you right now. I'm choosing new thoughts and choosing different thoughts. And that worked. I really got to practice being able to feel better from choosing different thoughts instead of only getting to feel good based on accomplishments. And that distinction, my beautiful soul, is huge. So that was my bridge from the dark place to where I am now, feeling so good about myself because of my thoughts first. And that daily practice is what shifted everything for me. To sit here today, being in this place of feeling amazing about what I'm focused on, loving my business, loving the direction I'm headed in, it feels really, really good. And I hope this is helpful to hear because no matter what, you can become the next highest version of you. You can reinvent yourself into that next level. You have choices. which leads me to our topic today, increasing your money comfort zone. I hear women all the time say that they want to make more money, but there's often a missing piece to that statement. And the missing piece is a positive emotional connection to actually having more money. Now, I don't want you to get fixated on having more money, but you do need to feel an emotional connection to it, because without that, money is just too abstract. It's too ephemeral. I want you to feel grounded in your desire, to feel that there is this beautiful expansion available to you to have more money. So I want to start by asking you 6 questions, and then I'm going to lead you through a highly illuminating, super simple coaching exercise that I designed in order to create expansion for you, expanding your money comfort zone. So first, the 6 questions, and I want you to really, really answer these with real numbers, not just vague, fluffy answers, and not just wild, no connection to them answers. So these questions are not about money goals. They're about you creating a new possibility for yourself. So here we go. Question number 1. How much money are you comfortable having right now? Like in total, including everything in all of your accounts, including your home equity if you have that, in investments, all together, how much money are you comfortable having? So I'm not asking you to do an accounting of your current money status. This is what amount you are comfortable having. So that means you're going to try on different amounts and see where you start to feel uncomfortable, and then write down the number just a little bit under that. Question number 2, how much money are you comfortable having right now in the bank, like cash in the bank? Again, this is not the amount you actually have. It's the amount you're comfortable having, that you think you're comfortable having. So keep stretching the amount until you hit the number where you're not so comfortable, and write down the number just then a little under that. You're starting to get the rhythm of these questions, right? All right. Question number 3. How much money are you comfortable having right now in your wallet? Question number 4, how much money are you comfortable having available as available credit that you could use on your credit card? In other words, let's say you have, like on my credit card, I have well over $100,000. I think it's like $125,000 in available credit. That's a lot of available credit. Has nothing to do with the balance I keep. I pay off the balance that I use every single month in full, but I have that available as credit. How much are you comfortable having available as credit? All right, number 5, how much money are you comfortable having right now in a savings account? And last question, how much money are you comfortable having come in every month? Now, none of these are idle questions, and they are not dreamy questions. This is taking an honest and completely transparent look at a number and noticing what emotions that sparks for you. Because while so many people say money is energy, I actually don't say that. That phrase, money is energy, I've said it before on this podcast, it means nothing to me. I have no connection. I don't even quite understand it. All right. So what I see is that money is emotion. Money is emotion. It's how you feel when you think about a number. It's how you feel when you see that number. It's noticing your emotions so that if they are not supportive or empowering or serving you, then you have the power to do something about that. Because here's the deal, whether you like or don't like the numbers you currently see in your bank account or in your wallet or in the amount coming in each month, you have a subconscious agreement with yourself that those are the numbers that you've currently been comfortable with. That's your money comfort zone, or at least it's your current money comfort zone. All right, so let's do the money coaching exercise here together. I designed this coaching exercise so that you can create a new comfort zone that allows you to have bigger numbers in all the areas that you want. More money in your bank accounts, more money coming in every month, more credit line on your credit card, more in your savings, wherever you want the numbers to expand. All right, so first, I want you to write down the current balance in your bank account. So this is cash, this is money you have available to you. And you can do this for your checking account. You can also do this for your savings account as well, because your answers to the questions that I'm about to give you may be different based on the different type of account, right? I know for me, my answers are very different for my savings account versus my checking account. So looking at that amount in your bank account, let's say it's your checking account for this exercise, I want you to take that amount and I want you to answer these 2 very simple highly insightful money coaching questions. So, money coaching question number 1. Where do you feel vulnerable having more money? Money and safety are so closely related for women that we want to look at this first. I've coached so many women who answered that they felt vulnerable in being judged by family. That's usually or often something that comes up. Or in having family want to take the money. I've coached women who answered that they felt vulnerable in feeling like they hadn't earned it, or they didn't work hard enough for it, or that it's a fluke and it'll disappear. That's often mine. Or maybe it's that you feel vulnerable if you have more money, that then the people around you will no longer love you. In some way, you won't be accepted anymore. We all have money vulnerabilities. What's important is to create conscious awareness of what it is for you so that you can make peace with those vulnerabilities and release them. For the women inside of my certification trainings, for example, my Sacred Money Archetype certification training, the community is so strong and so supportive that it's a safe place for our certification students and the alumni, because everybody's there together, to share how much they're making, share how much they're charging, share what their money goals are, and to be able to get support and championing and not have to worry about feeling vulnerable. Because in my world, we talk about money. We talk about money all of the time. So it's perfectly normal to share numbers, to ask for support and to get coaching and to ask for coaching and to get that coaching and to keep creating money breakthroughs as you're going through certification. All right, so that's money coaching question number 1. Where do you feel vulnerable? Now let's look at money coaching question number 2. What do your numbers mean for you? We all have meaning that we attach to our numbers, whatever the numbers are. But I want you to notice a distinction here in how I asked this question. The question is, what do your numbers mean for you, not about you? I want you to start detaching from making the numbers mean something about you, because they're just numbers. And this is where most coaches go wrong. They look at the number in their bank account and they make it mean something terrible about themselves or mean something negative or shaming about themselves. And I see this happening all of the time, regardless of the number. For example, one person's $500 bank balance can cause feeling triggered, and another person's $50,000 bank balance can be just as triggering. What do your numbers mean for you creates a different perspective. It puts you into more of a witnessing space, which can be very, very helpful in balancing your emotions about money. So write down your answer to the money coaching question of what do your numbers mean for you? Now, I didn't tell you this in the beginning of this episode, but there's actually 2 rounds to this exercise. So we just did round 1. So now you have an answer to each of the 2 money coaching questions using the current amount in your bank account today. So what we're going to do now is create the expansion for you. This is round 2 of this exercise. And what you're going to do is the very same exercise, answering the same 2 money coaching questions. Only this time, you're going to add a 0 to the end of the number that's currently in your bank account. And you're going to use that number as you answer the 2 questions. So for example, if you had $500 in your bank account, it now becomes $5,000. If you had $5,000, it becomes $50,000. You get the idea here. So whatever that number is in your bank account currently, add a 0 to it. Now with this new number, go through those same 2 money coaching questions and write down your answers. And notice what is being revealed. What is different for you with 10 times the amount in your bank account? What thoughts does that bring up? What emotions does that create for you? And there's no right or wrong here. There's only your truth. So that's the exercise. 2 rounds, asking the same 2 money coaching questions each round. The only difference is in the first round, it's your current bank balance. And in the second round, it's that number with a 0 added to it. So in other words, it's 10 times. I have so many different versions of my add a 0 to it exercise, and I've become famous for this exercise. I created it, like 15, 18, 20 years ago. We've used it in workshops and in group coaching and one-on-one, and now in this podcast. So I'm really, really happy and delighted to bring this version of my 0 exercise, add a 0 to it, exercise to you. So those thoughts you have about having 10 times the amount are where you want to do your money mindset work. You're expanding the space to allow more money to come in. You're expanding your emotions to allow more money to come in. You're expanding your capacity. You're becoming the woman who has that 10 times amount coming in. You are becoming her. It's like I made my first $1 million year by expanding, just like this coaching exercise is helping you to expand. I did not just dream about being $1 million a year coach. I expanded into becoming $1 million a year coach. And that expansion is how I've created, at this point, now nearly $30 million through my coaching business just since 2008. And I'm not stopping yet. I hope this episode has been impactful for you. And if coaching exercises like this are exciting for you, like they're your jam, right? Definitely check out my money certification training, Sacred Money Archetypes. It's like the best thing ever. And it is so fun, so exciting, and so impactful, both for you as a coach, learning how to coach with the Sacred Money Archetypes, and so impactful for the people that you're going to be coaching. Because money coaching, it's hot. And it's needed, and it's timely, and it's how you can make a real difference in the world. I'll link to the Sacred Money Archetype certification in the show notes. All right, my beautiful soul, thank you for spending time with me here today. It is always a privilege. It is always an honor, and I'm excited for us to share space again next week in our next episode. See you soon. My love to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Money Coach School podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you follow so you never miss an episode. Also, I would so love and appreciate if you would leave a 5-star review. Your review supports women just like you in discovering all of the juicy tips and insights I'm sharing here on how to coach women on money. And if you want to learn how to excel at coaching women on money, definitely go to KendallSummerhawk.com and check out the wealth of money coach trainings that we have for you. Thanks so much for being part of this money coaching movement and for tuning into the show every week.